When I was 11, my mom started working nights and weekends, barely coming home. She'd miss my soccer games, school plays, even my birthday dinner. Dad would make excuses. Mom's working late again, kiddo. I started believing she just didn't care about us anymore. By 14, I was furious. She'd come home exhausted, fall asleep on the couch, and leave before I woke up. When she tried to hug me, I'd pull away. "You're never here anyway," I'd snap. The hurt in her eyes only made me angrier. I thought she chose work over family. I stopped talking to her completely at 16. She'd leave notes in my lunch, text me good morning, buy my favorite snacks. I threw the notes away, ignored her texts, left the snacks untouched. Dad kept saying, "She loves you, sweetheart. She's doing her best." I didn't believe him. The fights got worse. She'd try to ask about school, and I'd give one-word answers. She'd offer to drive me places, and I'd call friends instead. When she bought me a dress for prom, I returned it and bought a different one. "I don't need anything from you," I told her. She just nodded and walked away. Senior year, she tried harder. She'd wait up until I came home from dates, asking how my night was. I'd brush past her without answering. She'd make my favorite breakfast on weekends, but I'd eat cereal instead. When she offered to help with college applications, I did them alone at the library. The night before I left for college, she knocked on my door. "Honey, can we talk?" I pretended to be asleep. I heard her crying in the hallway. Part of me wanted to open the door, but my pride wouldn't let me. That was the last real conversation we could have had. She died in a car accident my sophomore year, driving home from another late shift. I felt guilty, but still angry. Even at her funeral, I couldn't cry. People said she was so proud of me, I worked so hard for my future. I thought they were just being nice. 3 months later, Dad sat me down with a box of papers. His hands were shaking. "Your mom made me promise to wait, but you need to know." Inside were medical bills dating back 7 years, experimental cancer treatments, chemotherapy receipts, insurance claims, hospital parking stubs. She'd been diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer when I was 11. The night shifts were treatment sessions. The weekend work was recovery time in hospital rooms. The exhaustion wasn't from working. It was from poison pumping through her veins to keep her alive. She'd been fighting for her life while I thought she was abandoning mine. There was a letter addressed to me, written in her handwriting that got shakier toward the end. "My beautiful girl, if you're reading this, I didn't beat this thing. I know you hate me right now, and that breaks my heart more than any treatment ever could. But I couldn't let you see me weak and sick. I couldn't let cancer steal your childhood too. Every treatment I endured thinking about your graduation, your wedding, your babies I might never meet. The doctor said stress could make it worse, so I pretended everything was normal. I worked those extra shifts to pay for treatments and save for your college. I wanted you to have everything, even if I couldn't be there to give it to you. I love you more than my own life. I hope someday you'll understand why I had to be strong instead of honest." At the bottom, in shaky handwriting, "P.S. I kept every note you threw away. They're in my jewelry box. You were always my greatest treasure." I ran to her room and found them. Hundreds of crumpled lunch notes I'd discarded, smoothed out, and saved. "Have a great day, my sunshine. Don't forget you're amazing. Mom loves you forever." Some had tear stains on them. I finally cried. For 5 days straight. She spent her last years thinking I hated her, when she was actually dying to save me from watching her die.